This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injuries and additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses.
I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.
Hello, Chantel. Ew, I don't know why I just did that.
Yeah, please no. Hey, Roxanne.
That was so scary. Hello, Chantel. Hey. So we are so late talking about Atlanta, but again, it was Chantel's birthday this week. So I know we are releasing this a little bit later, and I do have some things to say about Atlanta. I need to know if our listeners are still going to watch Atlanta, by the way. I need to know before we continue doing, I guess we could actually look at how many people are listening to that episode though, too. I mean, but you know what?
I think we have no choice really. It's the only Housewives show that's on right now. So.
Oh no, yeah, then we for sure do. I'm not like checked out of it, to be honest. And even after the episode, I totally wasn't checked out.
It definitely felt like a little bit though, like you could start feeling where it might go. That's why we need a little bit oomph, and maybe that's what Phaedra will give us. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
But I will say when we were watching Beverly Hills, there was this little sneak peek. I don't know if you caught it, of like girls dancing, and then they put a little flamingo at the very end. They didn't say Real Housewives of Miami, but it was the Real Housewives of Miami girls. So that should be coming soon then.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get into Atlanta, Chantel, I don't know if you saw this, but did you see about the celebrities going up to space?
I saw some stuff about it. I didn't really see, like, I just know the only person I heard was like Katy Perry, and then like some people were questioning why Kim didn't go, and like that's all I really know about it. And then some people saying conspiracy theories.
Okay, well, yeah, it was probably the most out of touch thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like, what really was it though? Like, and why do we care?
Right, like it's fucking weird, dude. So it was Katy Perry, it was Gayle King, which is like Oprah's BFF.
Yeah.
It was Jeff Bezos, like the Amazon owner's fiance. And I don't even know the other ones. I don't think I know the other ones. And then Kris Jenner was there to support, and so was Khloe Kardashian. And it's apparently the first all-female space crew since a Russian woman went to space alone 60 years ago. And they wanted you to know that. So they did a bunch of interviews saying like, I cannot believe like, the celebrities really try to be very feminist. Like we are so feminist. Wait, is it called feminist? Am I dumb?
Yeah. I mean, that's feminist if you want to be like, you just want girls to be included with what guys do.
So they are like for that. And so they are doing interviews and they're doing all of this. And Chantel, it's an 11-minute trip of them going all the way up. And
that's how fast it takes you to the moon?
To the space, yeah, to space. And apparently 58 people had already been flown to space on that same ship. And the flight, the ladies, they all sat down for an interview to talk about all womankind. And it was just like, Chantal, like it was so fucking uncomfortable. They were like, we want to uplift women. And it costs like $250,000 per person to do this. So I don't know. It was
the day I spent money on that. I mean,
wait, you just cut off, Chantal.
Oh, okay. I thought that you couldn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh yeah, I said the day I spend money on that, like I would never. I know some people might think that's cool if they're really into space, but like for celebrities to do it is just like all for show.
It's so out of touch to do this like huge presentation of something you guys are choosing to do for 11 minutes that you guys are like paying 250,000 a person to do. It's fucking weird. It's disingenuous. It's just really, really weird. Someone said, Katy Perry was like, if I could take glam up there with me, I would do that. We're going to put the ass in astronaut. Like, you guys, why do we give these people a platform?
Ew, like that just makes me hate celebrities even more when they talk like that.
No, you guys, it is honestly,
Sick.
I don't know if anyone's following it. And it's so crazy to me. Like, it's just crazy to me that they think they did something here. And I'm like, damn, they are so out of touch with the world. Like, they're literally choosing to go to space and like just for fun. And Katie like ends up speaking about Mother Earth. And she said after her flight, it's not about me. It's not about singing my songs. It's about a collective energy and making space for future women. It's about this wonderful world that we see right out there and appreciate. This is all for the benefit of Earth. And I was like, there are people in different countries dying right now, like in here dying. Like, what? Like, how is you and your rich friends going up to space for 11 minutes, making a spectacle about it, something that anyone gives a shit about, when in reality, our problems are far more deeper than watching you guys do that for fun?
Yeah, like I would never look at that, and I'm pretty feminist here. I would never look at them like, wow, I'm so inspired by these women.
Oh my gosh. Well, so many people are literally calling them out. They have faced so much criticism since this happened. And just to know, like Kris Jenner, I know her and Lauren are best friends, which is Jeff Bezos' like fiance, but I'm like, you're so dumb for showing up. Not like Kris Jenner is any better than these women, but I was dying because they're actually getting backlash from like celebrities, Olivia Munn being one of them. And she's like, what's the point? Is it historic that you guys are going on a ride? I think it's a bit, I don't know how to say this word, gluttonous.
Yeah, gluttonous. It
Space,
seems like spending money.
yeah, space exploitation was to further our knowledge and to help mankind. What are they going to do up there that has made it better for us down here?
Wait,
And
isn't Olivia Munn like like Katy Perry's like husband, her ex?
no, that's Miranda Kerr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I saw on like Twitter, people were like, "This is kind of mean." They were like a bunch of Botox, duck-lipped billionaires playing astronaut for 10 minutes. That's a little like
That's
harsh.
literally what it was. Like, I think it would have been nice if like they sponsored a little girl or someone who was like really excited and that's doing stuff in the space
Yeah,
earth.
it's
And
such
like that's where it's cool. Like where like it's like I'm sponsoring this person, I'm paying for this person. Like they're trying to, do better for our like whatever's out in space. Like that's what's meaningful and that's like what's appreciative. Not like you guys going up there and having a roller coaster ride.
yeah, you guys, it is really fucking weird. And I just had to talk about that because that has been like a hot take everywhere. And I'm just like, you guys are so out of touch. Like, there's so many people that work so hard. Not saying that they don't work hard because their jobs are hard, right? But like,
Yeah, I think we can't get mad about how people want to spend their money. Like you
I
think
I
that's the
think
only thing they're spending
I
money
think
on?
making a spectacle about it and
Yeah.
making it like women and we're like, there's people dying, ma'am. We don't care about this right now. Okay. Like, life is very expensive. Right now.
Women need childcare, okay? We need our corporations to have
Right. Yeah. Like
like
we
childcare. Thank you so
and
much.
like it's very impossible and very hard for a mom to work, like, because I was spending 37,000 on two kids in daycare. Like, no, like, shut up, dude. You know, so yeah. But before we get into Atlanta, again, we do have some Salt Lake City tea. All About TRH actually received a tip. And it's funny because apparently, Chantel, there's a report. I mean, this is not funny, but there's a report that Bronwyn Newport, the newbie, there were like claims that came out of identity theft and grand theft from her past. Is that shocking to you at all?
Ooh. No, because she's kind of had like a troubling upbringing. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, did she have a trouble upbringing? I thought she just got pregnant early.
I mean, isn't that kind of troubling a little bit?
Oh, loud.
Have you
I
not
don't
seen
know.
Teen Mom? Like, it's just like not
Yeah.
like crazy, but it's like usually a little bit like hectic over there when as a
I was
teen.
just saying that because our parents would never speak to us ever again. So yeah, so according to OK Magazine, the cast is taping their trip in the Caribbean, and Bronwyn showed up late to the cast trip due to all the heat she's been receiving around her alleged identity theft. Theft. I'm sorry, theft. And so I guess within the last month, Dana Bowling came out and released that Bronwyn from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was charged with identity theft and grand theft in 2021. Both are felony charges. I mean, 2021, you guys. What
Wait,
the
no,
fuck?
then that's actually shocking. Like 4 years ago,
Yeah,
that's scary.
yeah.
Man, I did not expect that for 4 years ago. No.
No, like confirmed. I don't think there's anything confirmed. But they said the fraud charges were in 2018 and it resulted in her being fired from her finance job. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We need more information about that. But following that, we get a tip, which is kind of crazy, from someone who was actually on the flight with her husband, Todd. And I'm pulling it up right now to tell you guys what this tip is. But
The one thing about this tip that I will tell you where I was like, I'll read it and I'll let you know what
yeah.
it was after.
So someone sent us a tip, and the subject says, while this is alleged. So someone says, while Bronwyn's away, Todd will play. And it said, I sat behind Todd Bradley on a flight from Salt Lake City to JFK on Friday, April 11th. And it looks like someone's headed to New York City while Wifey is down under filming with the cast, like with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Todd was last on and not even in first class, looking at last minute New York City hotels and a photo and text of a mysterious woman in lingerie.
As a small business owner, my favorite thing about posting a job on LinkedIn is that when I hit post, I clock out and LinkedIn clocks in.
LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free, get qualified candidates, and manage them all in one place. Plus, LinkedIn extends the reach of your job post by allowing you to share it with your network. And hiring managers that add a hiring frame to their LinkedIn profiles receive 2 times more qualified applicants. Go to linkedin.com/achieve to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, I mean, it's very specific, and I would believe this, to be honest. And like
I mean,
he doesn't realize like people would be like staring at his phone from like behind him.
yeah, no, exactly. Wait, I think was it on? Did it say that she was in Coach? Hold on, did I just make that up?
No, they said that he was in Coach.
Yeah, that was the only part that I was like, because like, they're just such snobs, like, and like he travels a lot for work and stuff. So it's like, why was he in Coach? But
Well, I think that's why this tip said that and said like shockingly he was in Coach because of them making it a big deal. So I thought that was super interesting. And I mean, yeah, so to be continued. We just shared some tea with y'all, but like let's see what ends up happening.
I mean, he seems like that. He seems like he's already stepped out in his marriage before. So it's like, this relationship is already bothering me from even last season.
We've said that this relationship is not going to end well. So, I mean, we've said that. So let's go into Atlanta, you guys. This is the first episode without Kenya following the incident. And I think it sucks that we were not able. I get it. I absolutely, what Kenya did was horrific. It sucks that we were not able to hear her side or the aftermath of it. The fact that she's no longer filming and we're hearing everyone else, like, I don't know. I didn't like that at all.
Same. It just felt like, it was just like, we understood. Everyone was like, that was disgusting. We didn't like that. And I liked seeing, obviously, Brit, what it did to her. Like, I think that's important to show, but it's like, we should have saw like Kenya's side. Like, what if there was a lot of remorse? Like, what if like they could have gotten to a point where she admitted that was disgusting of herself? It's just like to cut it off like that was just so jarring.
She has since said, obviously, like she regrets doing that. But, on the episode, we see Brit, and Brit is like going through it. She's like, I'm humiliated. I've already had calls. I'm going to lose my license. She's definitely exaggerating. She's definitely exaggerating a little bit because I don't think she lost her insurance license. And, her mom comes and her mom is like, only people who are very unhappy in their life would do something like that.
I agree
And
with that a little bit. Like it
I
is
do too. I do
like
too.
to go that low and like for someone to get you that affected, for you to do that at your like, I think the biggest thing out of anything that we saw, like it's not even her showing the pictures, like which was that's obviously crazy and whatever. It's like at your big event that you just dedicate to your daughter, and she even mentioned that.
It will never make sense.
Yeah, it's just like that's like what is so shocking.
Yeah. Like Brit does talk about it and she's like, yeah, I let my boyfriend film me in the middle of like a sex act.
When she was
And
young, she said when she was young.
yeah,
Then when she was a teenager, and then that was when she was a teenager, and then she said that she then did webcam adult things when she was in her like early 20s. So like to be a teenager, that's like child porno. So it is crazy.
Yeah, it definitely went too far. So yeah, like that was.
Do you think another thing she mentioned with her husband was that she said like, like I erased all these things. Like I made sure this was not on the internet. And so she's like, she basically had to go and dig these up. Do you think it really did take her to like have to like hire a private investigator to get these photos?
Yeah, I do think so.
Which is then I think that's also crazy a little bit, It's like if it's
didn't she admit to that though? Didn't Kenya literally admit to doing that?
She said that she was going to hire a PA. Like she did say that, but we don't know for sure she did. And if that's who gave her these photos.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was obviously like it's really bad. It really is bad. And Britt does say Kenya like wanted to get a reaction out of her. And it's like, yeah, obviously she wanted to get a reaction out of you. Like clearly what the fuck, And everyone seemed to obviously like they're all in alliance that this was disgusting. Like everyone is against what Kenya did, and Portia was like, I just would never
Except we haven't heard from Drew, really.
Wait, what?
I said, except we really never heard from Drew.
It's weird. I was very shocked Drew got another season because like Drew didn't even come to BravoCon, Chantel. And she was like the only one who didn't. And like, I don't know, like Drew is very weird to me. She really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else happened on the episode? I know something that happened with Shamia. Who was Shamia talking to again? I didn't really know.
She was talking to Angela, and she was basically like mentioning the whole Portia stuff, and like because they were in the studio and things like that, and so she was just.
I like Angela a lot, Chantel.
Me too. I think she's really cool.
I think Angela is like. Well, sorry. I think Angela is like us, where she's like, I could see that could be hurtful to you, or like she likes to like see all sides, and she's very self-aware.
That gets tricky on these shows.
But she's very self-aware, I feel, because they bring up how Portia didn't know that when they played a song that was Shamia singing. Shamia's like, and she's like, that's not you. And she's like, hey, that's like kind of shitty. Like that's your ride or die. Like you ride or die for her. Mm-hmm. And for her to kind of downplay your music like that wasn't cute. And I'm not liking Portia. Again, you guys, I've said this. I didn't like Portia last season because in the end, I could tell she did not want to be on the show. She was so far removed. She thought she was always like 3 hours late. So it's like, just get off the show then, dude. Get off the fucking show. I don't want to see this. To me, all we've ever heard is Shamia ride for Portia. So now that she's on the show, for Portia to come across as the biggest hater on her best friend is so disgusting to me.
Yeah, it's a shitty feeling that like no one wants to feel. And like, so I'm curious I can't wait to see like when that comes to a point where it's like there's a confrontation for it.
Yeah. We see more of Ralph and Drew's dynamic. It's like Ralph's times with the kids. So he, before Drew leaves, comes upstairs and you can just tell. Yeah, I told you, Chantel.
Yeah, he's bipolar. You cannot.
Yeah, and he just like triggers her, but like for absolute valid reasons.
Do you think he pays for everything like he said he did?
I thought that was such a joke. No, absolutely not.
Like, sit down. If you pay for everything, like your house would be in the main level and she'd be in the downstairs, okay?
Yeah, and he's the type who would make her go in the basement. So yeah.
Exactly.
And he's the type who probably throughout their entire marriage was like, I'm the man. I'm the man. And like he was dying that she was making more money, but he was like taking it all.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't understand any of that. And she leaves and she just knows when it's gonna get bad. She's so over it.
I think the biggest thing that we see in this episode that was crazy was like when we get to Kelly's brunch, and like she's so cute, like that's why I like her. She just knows how to set the scene. She knows how to like she has good taste, and like this is where the lunch was just like we see Brit's bad side. I hope you agree with that one.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about Portia's like whole storyline though. About her saying, that Pilar asked about Simon and she was like, used to Simon for a very short time and she texted Simon even though she's like been trashing Simon left and right on social media and said Pilar asked about you and he didn't respond. And it's like okay, did you really think he like gave a shit about your kid? Like, did he even like? I don't know. I don't know. I just thought
there is that one hope of like strand of hope or something that you just like want to hold on to or like have there, and it's like when that still gets denied, that's like so like soul crushing.
But at the same time, like I just look at Portia as very questionable where I'm like, you didn't even think about your daughter getting with a man that you said you didn't even know and bringing your daughter around him. Like, let's think about our kids. Okay. Let's think about our kids because this man was very questionable to begin with. And you brought your little baby girl around him and he clearly didn't give a shit about your girl. Okay. Just like he didn't give a shit about Fallon and was quick to go to you. So I don't know. Portia's whole storyline is falling flat. No sympathy for her at all. I always loved Portia. I am so anti-Portia this season.
I feel like a lot of people
especially just seeing the Shamia stuff. The Shamia stuff is like killing me. I'm like, you're such a witch. Holy hell.
When we say you be a bad friend to someone who's a good friend, that's like when like you're X off my list.
Yeah. And even Shamia in her confessional, she says like she always prioritizes Portia's feelings over her own. And I was like, yeah, like you can fucking tell. So the second that Shamia is trying to make anything about her, like her music career, Portia's like, okay, now you want to do that? Yeah, because she has this platform and she's always saying, so if you were my best friend, you would know that and you'd be happy for me.
Shamia might think that, or like Portia might think like, listen, girl, like I got you on the show, like don't come at me.
But she didn't. Like Shamia was best friends with Candy and Portia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shamia's been a friend of like for years. So it's like, no, girl, you didn't. But to Kelly's peace brunch, her whole goal was to bring the group back together and leave like the Kenya stuff in the past. And what did you think about it?
Again, like I just think that Brit comes in so like hot and hard, and I think like she could have like came in and like made them understand her side a little bit, like and how she's hurt, but like she didn't. Or I don't know, the girls were a little standoffish. They don't like her, so I think a lot of them, even if like they thought what Kenya did was wrong, they don't care for Brit, so they're just like, "Okay, like I don't care to hear your tears either." And so like when she feels that energy, she gets so defensive that it makes her just look so ugly.
She's just so not like she shouldn't be on the show. And a lot of people are saying love and hip hop. And I've seen some, I've never seen like a full episode of it, but like I've seen stuff with like Ray J on TikTok and his girl. And I could see that with her. I could see that with
impatient. Her. She's very impatient. Like, so it's like someone can't have like a reaction without her going so hard.
Well, I'm really loving Angela. I appreciated that she called her out because she, it made it like, of course, again, you guys, this is a horrible thing what happened to her. I'm not taking it away. Her acting innocent about it and like her exaggerating and making lies, like her license is getting revoked one day after is a joke, you guys. It's literally a joke. And Angela called her out on it and she was like, wait, what? Like that's actually happening. And she's like, what's the cause of it? Like, what did they say was the cause of it? And Brit's like, she was like dying. Like, what did you think of her response to that?
Yeah, she just goes so hard, and it's like she gets so defensive on it, and it's like, people are just trying to understand like what like they're not saying you can't feel a certain type of way, but they're saying like what you're telling me right now is not true. Like you didn't lose your job for this. Like that didn't happen from what Kenya did.
And Brit, and this is why people are not liking her. She's telling Angela to twirl out for asking questions. And even Drew is like, Brit is like too much with her mouth. And again, they're all acknowledging that. Yeah, Kenya did take it too far. But like, this is why probably this did happen. And you're not getting any brownie points from us when you act like this. Like, you're just as bad. And you're now lying and making it worse. So I can't imagine how she acted towards production. And that's why, like, that could have been like a main reason why Kenny had to go.
And I think
a
lot of the ladies, and I think a lot of the ladies didn't want to go there that far because they didn't know exactly what was going to happen with Kenya at this point. Like, it's only been a few days since that thing. So they're like, wait, are we not going to film with her? So like, they're trying to understand where Brit's coming from. But like, Brit's like, I'll never be in the room with her. So they know where, like, what Brit is trying to do at this point. They know it. They know that she's trying to act out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did go and watch What Happens Live after, didn't care, didn't take any accountability. Like she did take accountability, but it was kind of like fake accountability. She did say like, I never had a gun in my possession at all. She's like, obviously weapons are not allowed on set. It was looked into and determined so Andy, I'm sorry, said, obviously weapons are not allowed on set. It was looked into and determined that you didn't violate that policy. So they're backing down and making it like she didn't go too far. And Andy's like, why did you
say? So like, just because you didn't have the gun on you, like, what's to say you're not going to go get a gun at your house and like pop off?
Yeah. Andy's like, why did you say that? And what did you think about it now? And Britt's like, I still beat myself up. Just the fact that I allowed her to trigger me. There's no excuse for what I did, what I said. It was in the heat of the moment. I felt attacked and I was triggered by Kenya. And I hate those kind of people who like feel so triggered that they go so beyond low. And it's like, control your emotions.
Well, she said to Kelly in the beginning of the episode, she's like, I'm so happy I wasn't there. But you know why she's so happy? Because she knew like that she would probably be like arrested for something.
Oh yeah, she would have popped off and she would have been for sure fired without a doubt.
Yeah, she should have done she would have put her hands on Kenya probably.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know. So I'm just curious to know if everyone else is going to continue to watch and what they think. I think that she's handling it.
We're still seating. We're still seated here.
Yeah. And then Brit did come out and say that like she planned her own funeral. Okay, I'm doing this in my bed and Jacob just came in and he's literally laughing at us. And he's kind of breathing loud, which is bothering me. He's laughing so hard right now. Oh, did you hear him snorkel? Oh my gosh, I can't. He's making fun of you saying we're still seated here. And he's like, that's weird. Jacob, stop. Just stop.
He doesn't know like those terms.
No, he doesn't. He's breathing. Jacob, why are you breathing like that? He said that's the fan. Okie dokes. Well, I don't know, Chantal. It was a whatever episode though.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
We'll see next week, y'all.
Yeah. So a little bit of a shorter episode for us. And Jacob's making me laugh and distracting me. So I think that's all that we got for today's episode. But let us know what you guys think about it all. We still wanted to make sure to touch on what happened following the incident. But, yeah. And that's all that we got.
Bye, guys.
Bye.